Okay, and this is the last one. So I'm talking about the scene where Viola Cesario reports back to Orsino about what Olivia said. So we have seen Olivia with Viola Cesario already, and so we know that she's going to report back that there's no chance. And we've seen Olivia actually fall in love with Viola Cesario. And then in this scene, she gets sent back in a very standard way. In this scene, we get more of the love triangle because Orsino sort of seems to be even closer to Viola, depending on which production it is plays it. So I've got more love triangle, and later on she's being sent back to Olivia, and we're going to get more of Olivia falling for her. So that's the main thing. It's a sort of stage in the love triangle. I'm also going to say that you get some development of you get not really development. You get Orsino's type. The lovesick aristocrat it's not really developed. You just see more of it. He doesn't change or anything. Lovesick aristocrat. I want to say the Orsino Viola relationship gets sort of developed, or you see a bit more of it. You get the role of the fool, so you get the role of Feste commenting in this bit, and of course it's largely on, well actually I'm going to say it's a satire of romance excuse me, and a lot about assumptions about gender and questioning assumptions about gender. So I've got quite a lot to say. I need to organise it better, don't I? I've got quite a lot to say in my introduction to this bit. So, hang on a minute. What comic methods? So I've already got the love triangle I want to say. I've already got satire that I want to say. I've got already talking about gender. And so that's a lot of comic methods that I'm already writing about, as well as the massive dramatic irony that we know more. We know what Viola knows. We know way more than Orsino knows, and that makes him look even more ridiculous. So any other that's a big dramatic method that I do want to write about. And that's the main one, really. All the other ones are from their conversation. So that's my plan. I'm pleased with that, believe it or not. And here, can you see that all right? Oh, there we go. Do you think you can see that any better? Oh, good luck. No, I don't like it that far. There. Okay, that's what you're having. So, Feste has been singing, and now he's about to leave. And one of the roles of the fool is to have some insight. He's got more insight into what's going on psychologically than anyone else. So he says your clothes need to be changeable. Your mind is very changeable. You think you're this constant, in love, faithful servant of Olivia, but you're clearly actually falling for someone else. So your mind is very opal. Apparently that changed colour all the time or looked different all the time. And you remember it from Spark Notes that you're everywhere and everything. You're like the sea. So he's actually got an insight into that Orsino's changing his mind. You could say that was a development of his character, that he's sort of changing. He's got emotions that he's not aware of. So I'm saying he's got insight and he's hiding it behind. He's allowed to say it, really. like artists are allowed to say things other people can't. The fool's allowed to sort of say these sorts of things to Orsino other people couldn't. So Orsino wants them to be on their own, and he's saying, get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty. Very traditional way of referring. The courtly thing was for him to be madly in love and sending envoy and begging and pleading over and over again to Olivia, and for her to cruelly reject him. If she accepted him, she'd be some sort of whore. So it's her, and lascivious, so we call it. It's her job to keep refusing. So this is all standard. So get thee to yon same sovereign cruelty, and tell her I'm not interested in how much land she's got. I'm not interested in how much rich she is, but I think it's the queen. She is the queen of gems. Nature has put her into the queen of gems, and that's what's attracting me. So traditional flattery, no detail at all about Olivia, no real knowledge of her or anything. It's he's the lovesick aristocrat, she's the suitable lady type, and that's as far as it goes. We have a very sensible question from Viola. And we know that Olivia's pretty, that the speech she made, I think he's wonderful, but I just cannot love him, if you remember that. We're aware that it's more than Olivia just playing her role back. She's really not going to do it. So I cannot be so answered is almost him, is obviously disregarding Olivia, but that's really what you're supposed to do. Olivia really seriously not being interested doesn't fit the traditional roles that they've got to play. You just can't have it. It just can't be right. So that doesn't fit in at all to. So that's his very self-assured, straightforward. I can't be so answered. That doesn't go along with how things go. You might say that Viola's very confidently arguing. Sooth means sort of truth. You must be so answered. And then say that some lady loves you like you love Olivia, but you don't want this lady. You tell her so. Hasn't she got to accept that answer? We know here that she's talking about herself. And so Orsino's reply becomes much more ridiculous. So he's saying, there is no woman's sides can bide the beating of so strong a passion as love does give my heart. Any woman I'm talking to would any woman whose heart was beating like mine's beating would explode. Her sides wouldn't keep her heart in. I'm strongest in love. I'm the aristocrat around here. I'm a man. No woman's going to come close to me. And he's saying this, we know, to a woman that does love him. So he's looking very, very ridiculous. And we also know from what Feste said up there, he's actually got feelings for this man, Cesario, that he doesn't really understand himself either. He is changing. So, no woman's heart's as big as mine. They lack retention. So he's giving this great speech about how superior men's love is to women's love, while to a woman who loves him, which the audience knows, and it makes him look ridiculous that he doesn't even realise that, and he's not constant anyway. And he's got these grand images for himself. Mine is all as hungry as the sea and can digest as much. I've put here, we know he's talking to a woman. The whole speech undermines him and satirises this romantic hero. So make no compare between that love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia. So this, I think it was Connor's idea. Love may feminise him. So being a man and going on about love and lying around in flowers and bowers is quite a feminine side of him. But he's going to be better and more aggressive and bigger and bolder at it than any woman is. It's quite a nice psychology point there. So she interrupts him, but I know, and maybe regrets, she's forgotten that she's in disguise and that she's got to keep her mouth shut, really. And Olivia, Orsino demands, what do you know? Covering up and thinking quickly. I've put it up here. Too well, what love women to men may owe. So women are true of heart. So don't look. She's standing up for women here. Ironically, she is a woman. We know that. He can't tell. Lots of dramatic irony there. And then she very daringly says, my father had a daughter loved a man as it might be perhaps, were I a woman, I would love you. Very daring thing to say, considering she is one. And I've put no idea why. Why would she love someone who can come up with a ridiculous speech that women's hearts would explode if they loved someone this much, and he doesn't really love Olivia at all, etc., etc. Anyway, she's still managed to be attracted to him. And what's the history of your sister, basically? So a very strong picture, a blank. It's a blank. I don't know where she's going. I don't know what she's doing. It's sort of made up character, and I don't know what the future is. And she pined and sat like, you get a lot of writing from critics on, she sat like patience on a monument. So silent and hidden away, complete opposite to Orsino. So men might be louder. She's calling herself we men. We might be louder, but this sort of female intensity of feeling, which is hidden, is the way the sister did it. And then you get this moment, I am all the daughters of my father's house and all the brothers too. And then you know that she thinks her brother's dead. And as far as we know, her brother is dead. So maybe she is all the brothers and the sisters. She's everyone because her brother might be dead. And yet I know not, I don't know whether I have any brothers or not. So that's a bit of her real self breaking through there. And then it's like, in the Globe production, they have a big hug, a moment of closeness. And then here, Orsino, it's like they get back into the traditional romance. Yes, that's the theme. Off you go. Give her this jewel. Tell her I can't be denied. Let's go back. So we've had thoughts and feelings and ideas and a bit of closeness and a bit of discussion about things. And we've got too close and we've got to get back onto the standard trajectory of romance. And we have the nice rhyme at the end, which announces the end of comic scenes. That, there's no feelings involved. This is, I've got to do this. You've got to go to her. I can't be denied. I've got to keep asking. We're back on